What's good, YouTube? I'm Robert with the Crosscut Creations channel. Today I'm going to show you how I took two of my very first resin cast pen blanks that were seemingly useless and turned them into gorgeous pens. Let's go. These two blanks on the lathe were part of my first castings. I had some extra resin left over, and I wasn't planning on having extra resin, but this was the result of the extra. So by the time I poured them into the mold, they had kind of already set up, and they didn't actually cover the tube for the tube-in casting all the way. So what I did was I took these blanks to the disc sander, and I shortened them up. I was able to find a Wall Street 2 kit with a grip that was shorter and worked for these different kits and for these blanks. I stop after a while and I check, and I see that I have some voids, but as I'm checking, I'm making sure that I still have plenty of meat on the blanks, so I continue turning. My experiences with alumilite have been overly positive, and I love the way it turns. It comes off the lathe and off the blank so smoothly, and the ribbons it forms are just extraordinary. I love to turn it because it's like a hot knife through butter. Because these castings were somewhat rough in terms of appearance, they did take a little while to get a hold of and turn down. But after taking my time, I was able to get them to a good spot, and I was super happy with the way the final turning ended up. Like I said before, the ribbons that come off of these blanks, the shavings they make, are just incredible, and they're really nice in my opinion. After turning them, I sanded the blanks down. I went 220 grit, 400, 1000, and 2000 with the dry sanding paper. After I dry sanded, I noticed a spot in one of the blanks, so I filled that void with CA, and then I sanded it down flush again to fill the void in the blank. I filled the void with 2 applications of CA glue, shooting the activator in between coats and applications. I went ahead and dry sanded once more to make sure that the blanks were smooth, and then after I sanded the blanks smooth with the dry sanding, I went to the micro mesh and wet sanded 1500 all the way through 12,000 grit. Most of this was done off camera. After I micro mesh and wet sand, I put a Hut Ultra Gloss polish on the blanks. I wax on and then I wax off. I applied 2 coats of this and did two applications, and that shined the blank up quite nicely. I took those blanks off the lathe and then we were ready for assembly. These grip Wall Street 2s go together exactly like a regular Wall Street 2. The only difference is that the grip portion is bigger on these kits and the blank is actually smaller. I went ahead and pressed the cap into the body of the pen and I lined up the clip where that spot was, where that defect was earlier, so nobody will ever see that it's actually there. Once I pressed the cap into the back of the pen, I put the spring on the refill. I inserted the refill into the nib and then I threaded the transmission on. Once you thread the transmission onto the pen, you test the action, you put the body of the pen onto the nib, and you've got yourself a completed pen. The nice thing about getting an extra set of bushings with the Wall Street 2 kits are that you are able to turn 2 pens at once. So once I finished this first pen, I was able to assemble a second pen and have 2 pens for the time it would basically take me to turn something like 1 slimline. Again, this is the same kit, so we're going to go Herman's Hermit style, and we're going to go second verse, same as the first. The second kit goes together exactly as the first, so it's just the same exact process. You push the clip and the top into the back, and then you put the spring onto the refill, put the refill into the nib of the pen, thread the transmission on, put the body of the pen onto the transmission, and you're ready to go. Hey guys, this one was super gratifying, taking something that was seemingly lost and useless and not going to be good for much and turning it into something that's a really gorgeous product. I'm really happy with the way these turned out. Even though the different style Wall Street 2 was technically a new kit to me, it went together the same. It went together super easily. I really like the look of these pens, and I'm over the moon about how I was able to take these from being junk to turning them into something really worthwhile. I want to remind you guys that I do have a Patreon page. I'll link that in the description if you feel like supporting me that way. I also have my website, cross-cut-creations.com, where I post articles over there about the videos that I post. So if you want a little more in-depth look at what I'm doing, give that a read. Let me know what you think. I also have a store over there. I've got some merchandise. If you like the video, make sure you give it the thumbs up. Make sure you comment on the video. I reply to all my comments. Additionally, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos and you get the notifications. Share the video with your friends. We'll see you next time.